Around 2,300 years ago, in the ancient city of Alexandria, Egypt, an extraordinary idea was taking shape: to gather the world's knowledge in one place. The Library of Alexandria was created for this purpose. Ships arriving at the harbor brought not only goods, but also valuable papyrus scrolls from distant lands. These scrolls were taken into the library, carefully examined, copied, and added to its enormous collection. Scholars spent their days studying ancient writings and comparing knowledge from different cultures. As the collection continued to grow, Alexandria became a magnet for scholars and travelers from across the ancient world. The library was becoming something far greater than a place filled with books. Knowledge was not simply stored here. It was actively explored. Astronomers studied the movement of stars and planets. Mathematicians worked on numbers and geometry. Inventors experimented with mechanical devices. And physicians tried to understand the human body. Scholars from different fields gathered under the same roof, exchanging ideas and examining information from countless sources. The Library of Alexandria had become much more than a collection of scrolls. It was a center of learning where curiosity, science, and discovery came together. And as more ships arrived carrying new manuscripts, the library continued to expand its extraordinary collection. As the collection grew, organizing all this knowledge became an enormous task. Scholars compared different versions of ancient writings, searched for contradictions, and tried to preserve the most accurate information they could find. Librarians carefully arranged thousands of scrolls on enormous wooden shelves, while scribes copied important texts by hand. Some shelves were so tall that ladders were needed to reach the highest scrolls. The library had become a vast archive of human knowledge, connecting ideas from different civilizations. For the people working inside it, every new scroll could contain an idea that had never been seen in Alexandria before.
At the height of its influence, Alexandria was one of the most important intellectual centers of the ancient world. But history was beginning to change. Political struggles, wars, and unrest gradually created an atmosphere of uncertainty around the city. The peaceful halls where scholars once studied were no longer completely protected from the outside world. Some parts of the collection became vulnerable, and scholars began worrying about protecting the knowledge they had gathered for generations. The great library still stood, but the world around it was becoming increasingly unstable. And then, one of history's greatest mysteries began to unfold.
At some point, fire became part of the tragic story of the Library of Alexandria. Flames and smoke threatened the building, while scholars desperately tried to save precious scrolls. But was the entire library really destroyed in one enormous fire? Modern historians believe the truth was far more complicated. The library may have suffered damage during different conflicts, fires, political changes, and years of decline, rather than disappearing in a single event. What makes the story so fascinating is what we can never know. If countless ancient texts were truly lost, what discoveries, ideas, and stories disappeared with them? Perhaps the greatest mystery of the Library of Alexandria is not how it vanished, but what humanity lost when its knowledge disappeared.